Hi guys, today is gonna be different video, not as you used to. Not much laughter, nothing about fitness, nothing about coaching. I want to present to those of you who newly subscribed or who never watched my first interview when I got to Iceland, my life as a man, as a father, and as a guy who survived pretty rough situations before I came to Iceland. The story starts 22nd, 24th of February. We woke up 4 o'clock in the morning from the explosions and next behind the house. So I had to hide my wife and my daughter, ran down to the basement, and like next week was super crazy. We managed to find the way out. City wasn't occupied, so we managed to go to the western part of Ukraine, me and two of my friends with their families. The road, which usually takes a day, took us a week, figuring out where to stay, how to proceed everything. We ended up saving our families, and the story starts from here. So now I'm alone, girls are safe, and I'm figuring out how to get my ass out because the government brought the fake law which says men from 18 to 60 years could not leave the country. And we had to figure out how to make it happen. I sold my jewelry, borrowed some money from guys, and ended up finding the option. And the option was, from the beginning, it said, 3 days, you got the papers, everything is legal, so nothing against the law, you leave the country. But the hard reality was that we spent a month waiting. The funniest part of that I borrowed money from a man I knew. He was helping me building my business, building really, construction company and everything. But I didn't know that he used to be a pretty criminal in 90s. So at the same moment, our papers started being postponed. He got paranoid and left the hotel where we've been living with my papers and my laptop. So out of nowhere, I'm receiving a call from him. He's saying, "Oh, okay, dude, don't be scared. Just when you come back to hotel, call me." Okay. I'm calling him and he says, "Have nothing against you, but since you're the only person I know in this chain, because I know the guy who knows the guy who knows the guy who has money, so this is how it works. So I'm taking your stuff and I will give it back after you pay my money back." So money that I borrowed from him and his money that he paid for the papers, total $7,000. And at that moment I had nothing but like $500 on my card and no papers. At that moment was the highest priority for police to looking for man without papers, because all the tracks out of the country were situated through the western Ukraine. And I was there in the epicenter of that. So I have no place to live, because in hotel, this military office, I would call them, I don't know the right word in English, so they will be military office, came into the hotel. I'm going downstairs. So I have to act cool, saying them, just getting my papers, going straight away to the office to register myself. So I'm like, yeah, sure. Yes, sir, go. Saved my ass. So the first thing, getting into this town, trying to call, figuring out someone who knows me, who can rent me an apartment, because the prices for rent were like incredible crazy. Finding a guy, and then like city center full of police, having no papers, nothing, I had to hide because police were literally after me. On the phone with the guy who has an apartment, on the phone with the guy who stole my papers. Like, everything was super crazy. I ended up living at my friend's apartment. He had an armchair, so I was spending a week on that armchair just sleeping. Then during the day, figuring out how to make money, how to borrow from someone some more money to get myself out of the situation. And that guy who was arranging the process, he told me, "Why are you being bothered? Just tell police on the guy, they open a case, they'll get him, and you get your new passport and you're still having money. The problem is, I can't do that without going to the military office. And it's immediately dragging to war. And doesn't work like that anyways, because the guy who was arranging everything stole money also and left the country. So we ended up finding the man. And he told us, yeah, that was like twice less expensive. So we paid double. And that dude just left nothing. Huge shout out. And I'm really, really thankful to my friends who gave us this room with armchairs so I can sleep on it. To my best friend's brother, who was also letting me in. Well, I spent some time in his apartment living, and that was crazy because at the moment, whether I'm getting to prison because I have no papers and they getting me, or I'm finding the money, I asked this brother of my best friend, "You have any ideas?" And he just pulls $700 saying, "Okay, this is my last money. That was all my savings. Here you go, you needed more." I don't know. I mean, it's pretty rough shit, but at the same moment, I'm really thankful that it showed me how good people could be. And I'm really thankful. And I learned from there that you get what you give. So, long story short, I get all the money. This guy called some other guys. And the day I have to meet the guy, let's call him Bob. His name not Bob, but we will call him Bob. When it's time to meet the Bob and exchange money for my papers, I'm going to railway station, and railway station got severely bombed. So imagine, you getting a little bit hyped, like, yeah, getting my papers, everything is legit. I will go meet my family. And then you hear just whistle, bam! And you realize that you probably visit not your family, which is your wife and daughter, but your family, which is your grandparents who died. You will visit them in heaven. It was super bizarre. Like this experience is still with me. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but if you haven't been there, you don't want that, believe me. In the end of the day, if I found the bus, we went to the different part of the country. I met the guy, exchanged the papers, and as soon as I get him money and he gave me back papers, police came. "Who are you? What you doing here? Can I see your papers?" I'm like, oh my God. If they came 10 minutes before that, I'm busted. I think at that moment, at that period of time, I spent a month there. I burned all my luck for the next year. It was super crazy. And yet, even though this happens with the guy, with the Bob, I'm not blaming him in anything. Not being mad or something. He just showed me that from one point, you can always get what you want. He got his money back. and that you should not trust 100% anyone, even if you are in tough circumstances. Because it appeared to be, he was tracking through my laptop, because I had applications same as on my phone. He was tracking me. He was checking chats, making screenshots, checking the phone calls, whom I'm talking to, what I'm talking to, all this stuff, because everything is connected. And if I listened to that idiot who was arranging everything and told cops on him, he could have busted my ass too. So everything is solved, everything is good. I'm back, I'm getting the papers, we get on the bus, everything is super nice, legal, we live in, and this is another part of my story. I'm coming to Vienna, Austria. Ukrainian story ended, and right before I came to Vienna, I visited my ex-wife. Because at the moment I got the papers and everything was nice, I called her, she said she wanted divorce. It was really like downgrading, but decided just to make it clear. Because everyone has his own choice, but I just needed to see why. So the first thing I did, I went to Ireland for a couple days. And guys, I would say that this experience was the most unpleasant one, because everyone was living in some barracks, kind of huge sports center. Beds are from hospitals or only mattresses just laying on the floor. Shit, that was really tough. So when I finally managed to see the girls, we discussed the situation, why it happens. I would say that we split up on a good note as a friends. Even though I was super devastated now, because the family was the only thing was pushing me through all those circumstances. That was the reason why I was hiding from cops. That was the reason why I was fighting for my papers. That was the reason, even though I was bummed, I came back there. Like, the family was the main pusher at that point, and at one moment, just everything cut out. And that's the moment a person can say, I have nothing to lose. Pretty philosophical point. And I'm really happy that we made this mature decision to split up, and to split up as friends on a good note, because now we're seeing each other. I have my wife in Iceland with a daughter. My ex-wife living good life in Ireland with our daughter, with her husband-to-be. We're seeing each other. So what I want to say here, everything which happens to you, you can look at it on the positive perspective and get the positive outcome. Like that. And here starts the Austria story. Good thing about Austria, no explosions, no police hunting, and no one was trying to steal my documents. A bad thing about that, I would even say after everything is not bad, it's just uncomfortable. That friend of mine who was inviting me to his place had some problems and I could not stop at his. So we found another friend and I spent a month living on his couch. But the guys there, totally different. This is support of the highest level could be. Knowing tough circumstances, they being themselves, every day they were bringing me 4 food boxes with food, trying to, in the evenings, get me something out so I can see around, check what's happening, helping me with the registration papers. The thing with registration in Austria that you have to have a registered address to get the registration further, to get the job and blah, blah, blah. And since Vienna was very occupied by immigrants, the only option they gave me is some village in the mountains, which is pretty beautiful, but I'm a coach, I need to make money. So I can't stop there. I was checking the opportunities, trying to work online, trying to find clients around. But since it's illegal, because I didn't have registration, that didn't work. So after a month, there was a point I had to choose whether I am leaving the country or I'm staying there, but I am making money as everyone does, as my friends there were doing some shady business, I would say. I'm not telling what were they doing, I'm not telling any names, but if you know, you know. So obviously, I've never been into this business in Ukraine, and I don't see myself anywhere else doing that. I made the decision to leave. Keep in mind that I have 200 euro in my pocket, no more. And keep in mind that I had only 200 euro in my pocket, period. All food necessities were supplied by my friends. Good thing that I wouldn't say at that moment my friend, but my mate, who's been working out together and competing for Ukrainian national team, called me out of nowhere, and he was here in Iceland, asking me if I want to come visit him. So that made my day, that I made the decision, because I was thinking to go into Dubai, because all the fitness industry is very developed there, but yet having someone here was more attractive to me. So I came, I visited, and as you can see, I'm here in Iceland. And I am here. Finally reached Iceland. Was really lucky that my friend is living here already. He came here 2 months earlier than I did. So he had an apartment, and I spent 1.5 days at his place while looking for something. Found a room, 8 square meters under the roof, with no kitchen, no shower, nothing. But the guy who was renting it was super sweet. And it's another person on my path that I am really, really thankful to. He just said, if you need a kitchen, if you need a shower, come over downstairs to my place, use it, here's the key. Like, how is it possible? Random guy, whatever, from freaking Ukraine, and you give him keys from your place? My Hjalmar, I do appreciate you a lot, brother. If you see that video, my respect. Having no cash on me, arranging the first payments from the Reykjavik Borg was pretty tough. I was trying to pay back the money guys gave to me. So I think we were getting like 180,000 a month. So some money were given to the guys who borrowed me. Some money were sent to my family. And another, I was trying to save something to find a better place to live. Yeah, this is the part of my story when I would say I'm sorry to bonus employees. I had nothing to do but to steal chicken there. Every other week I was doing it because I needed to eat. There was first jobs, trying to make some money on the side because we didn't have those work permits yet, and it was pretty complicated to make it as a contractor, not to work for someone but for yourself. So me and a friend of mine, Dima, we were figuring out how to make it happen, and we were first Ukrainians, I suppose, who managed that, and we started working as coaches in world class. Then I've met a girl who was moving out of the country, and she offered me an apartment just with the split payments because she wasn't sure if she's coming back or leaving it. So I said, yes, of course. got into there, was some better place to be. Start slowly building up the client base. The thing is, no matter, I realized it in here. So there is two things. You could be world popular, because people know me, Ukraine, Russia, Poland, Germany, Austria, Spain, but no one knew me here in Iceland. And you can be world popular, it has no value here. You have to be Icelandic popular. So I've been working on it, I'm still working on it, so you would know me better and give me more, and feel more secure with me as with a professional. So this time I spent it building up everything, and like I wasn't planning to date any of women. No, like after that breakup, and only job, only concentrating on myself, making money for better life for me, better life for my daughter. And then I think I'm forgetting something, but it's a pretty long story. I might have forgotten. Like this is the least hardcore part when I just came here to Iceland. It was only work. Of course, a lot of depression. I'm not even mentioning that I had 3 psychologists working with me. 2 of them bailed on me, so only one guy, also a friend of mine, Sergey. Definitely you will watch this video, brother, I love you. We're still in touch sometimes. So everything was pretty sorted out at that moment when I found an apartment and started making a little bit more money. We were training legs. That's another reason, guys, to train legs. Don't skip legs if you want your better life for yourself. Me and a friend of mine, we were training legs. I was doing walking lunges, and I saw on ellipsoid machine some good-looking girl, and I told him, like, dude, look at her. She's a pretty nice one. And I ended up marrying this girl. So if you want to find the love of your life, guys, do legs, don't skip leg day. That's something crucial you can get from this video. So since then, I'm here, getting all the papers ready to get the Icelandic citizenship. It was pretty hell of a ride, still building up the client base, still building up my name as a brand, Jaki condition. You know that already, probably you've seen all over the Instagram, you saw the website, YouTube now. I will open you a little secret now. Jaki meal plan, which is food line, is coming. A special way of making it, special way of delivering it. Never seen before in this part of the world like that. You will love that. So what can I say? I've tried to put long story short, and 99% I forgot something, because you know how memory works. The worst parts, the most traumatic parts of your life, you suppress them that much, like you think they never existed. But I hope this video gave you some perspective on my life as a man, as a husband, as a father, not only a coach and bodybuilder as you always see on Instagram, right? I will be happy to see any comments of yours. We can discuss everything. How did you like the video? Whatever your life experience, if you were going through things in your life, let's discuss it in comments. We'll be really happy to share my experience with you. Maybe you will get something, learn something from that, and benefit from this video, from the communication with me. So now I'm here, Iceland, world class, and I think, guys, we can make it happen all together.